as you can see, well, I've still have to do some cleaning, but as you can see around me, there's a lot less stuff, a lot less dirt and stone. Thanks to the beacon and my really cool picks, I've been able to dig quite a bit out. So there's this layer, which was already there before, I think, since the last video. And then it dug all the way down. That's where the zombie zombie grinder is. And then down there is the bottom layer, and this is the item elevator that goes all the way up. And then just below this is where my branch mine is. But in this episode, I actually am not going to be focusing on this, although I just want to show you progress. I'll have to actually extend the brick all the way down and then build each of the floors and so on. And actually, if you look over here, this is the front door, and then that'll connect out eventually to a bridge and things like that. But in this episode, I wanted to focus on the item sorter. So if we come up here, I did a bunch of work on it. I've got some item frames going. I've put in a lot of the hoppers, thanks to the iron golem farm. Put in all these different hoppers. So this section here is all cobble, and this is all dirt, and so on. And then this one is the idea is that this would grab all the iron and then send it through, and then this one would grab all the gold and then send it down into the smelting system, smelt it, bring it back to the item sorter, bring it back to its proper place. But one thing that I realized, there's a couple of flaws with my system. The first one I found out was if I had, actually let me head over to one of the other sides. This side is a little bit different because the cobble is all kind of grouped together. But if we head over here, I had a problem where if I had a sorter here, because this is indented out, if this guy was sorter powered, it would power here and actually jump onto here, which would then trigger this guy to think that it was full. So for these different, where they change how much it's indented, I needed to actually just not have this. So that means that these 8 chests are going to be controlled by this one, rather than having these 4 controlled by this and these 4 controlled by that. This system works. You can I guess layer them, stack them. You can tile them. That's what you can tile them like this, but not, I guess, if you stagger it in. But the big thing that I forgot about, and I believe that I just sort of misremembered the schematic for these, is that these are actually supposed to be 3 long. Because what I was running into is I had a hopper for the iron, or you can't really see it. I had a hopper for the cobble, so the cobble was full, which made this guy extra full. Beyond, so right now I just have sort of placeholder things that aren't regular blocks, and then some of the blocks to accept it. Once this guy became too high, then the signal would be actually 3 long, which would then power this guy. And so then it thought that the iron was full, and so as a result it started sending all the iron, and then all the iron that I had in there, along with the placeholder stuff, and sending all that down into the smelter. So actually I had to break this guy to stop that from happening. So I think what I need to do actually is have this be 3 long instead of just 2, which means I need to rework this bottom section, and that also means that all of the chests and the hoppers and all the stuff I have set up all need to come in to the middle one. So it's a pretty big redesign project that I'll have to do. But otherwise, I'm going to run into problems where if I fill up on cobble, this thing is going to fill all the way up, and as a result, whatever's next to it, this whole tiled feature won't work because it'll be too strong of a signal. So I have to redo all this, but I figured I'd show you this first, just to give you an idea of kind of what the setup is. So everything comes in through there, the item elevator, goes around, sorts where it can, and then goes all the way around, loops. Let me see if I can get, no, I'm stuck down here. Nope. Loops around, all the way around, and then eventually at the end I just have a bank of 16 chests that are just sort of miscellaneous. So anything I didn't get sorted into a spot will drop into there. So also it's also the overflow. So if I'm actually full on cobble, then over here, then it'll start filling up into the overflow. Anyway, so I'll have to actually move all these chests in one, rearrange this stuff. Take care. It'll have to move everything in one, move all this stuff in, and then try to rework this stuff to figure out. I forget what the design is exactly to make it so that it'll work properly. Because it'll have to be one more out. It'll power that. This thing needs to send a signal, but I'm not sure what the redstone is on that. So I'll have to figure out that redstone, or at least verify that I'm doing this wrong. Because I believe that then if this thing is too powered or has too much in it, then it'll break everything else. So we'll see. But for now, I just wanted to show you this, and I will see you guys in a second. Alright, so I've done some work. I actually ended up, with my current design I have here, I didn't actually have to move all the chests. The chests are in the same spot. What I did is I noticed I had some extra space. Let me actually hit down for a second. I had a little bit of extra space down here for each of the given layers. So let me move over to the sort of general area. Okay, so over here I have I lengthened this, so now there's actually 2 repeaters. And I think the typical design for these, it only has the 2 redstone up top. Let me actually go back up. It only has the 2 redstone up top, like I said in the last clip. But that doesn't work when these guys get full. When these guys get full, then this ends up sending more of a signal, and it cuts over and starts making this guy think that it's full, and then drains, and then you end up with a bunch of extra stuff all over the place. And so what I've done here is actually I got rid of the whole widget named item, and instead I put in snowballs. So they indicate the thing that's taking up space that won't go through the system. And then so I have different things along the way so that they'll get filtered in. And then once this gets full enough, it'll send a signal through, activate this, which goes through repeaters. There's 2 repeaters right underneath here, which turns off the redstone that's stopping this from going. So we can look back down here, and we can see, so there's a 2 redstone that isn't active because I don't have extending all the way down. This guy's turned on, which makes, so there's a couple different slight flaws with what I have. You end up with one that sits in this hopper down here, and that's, I mean, it's not a big deal, but you do end up with one of these is probably not supposed to be there, but so there's also a couple other flaws where sometimes I had a case where my miscellaneous chests that are over here, which should be the catch-all, for some reason, I think it was over here, these chests ended up losing the snowballs that are in there and the other items, and then as a result they were just filling up with everything. So at one point I thought I was actually losing stuff, but I think that it was just going into the wrong chest. If you come over here, this is my smelting system, and I have them both hooked up now, and then I have a whole lot of lava buckets. It's not, I can't think of an easy way to show you all the lava buckets. Let's see, let me go up one level. But I think I have, you know, ooh, thunderstorm. Turn down sound, or the weather sound. So if we look over here, this is for things to smelt. They come in there, and then this is the lava bucket. So it's actually filling up all the hoppers for lava all the way underneath there, and then continuing. Let's see. So this is full here, full, and then not full. So I guess the bottom has already used up some of theirs. Let me click on this one. Yeah, this is lava buckets. So the lava buckets, there's a whole lot of lava buckets. So as soon as I throw stuff into smelt, it starts filling up and cooking right away. I changed it from the glass item elevator to a more leggy item elevator, just with droppers. What I think I found was that I was losing items, either because of the item clumping that we had on the server. It's actually been toned down a little bit since then, but so I was thinking that I might have been actually losing items while it's going through the glass. So to be safe for now, I've done this, although when it runs it actually is a little bit laggy. And this over here, so if we come up here, we can see this is where the item elevator comes up, circles around here, and then goes through this. Can I get... No, that's kind of risky, because if I fall, I'll fall all the way down. Let me just pop down here. In case there are actually snowballs put into the system, that would mess up the different sorting mechanisms. So I actually have a separate, before all the rest of the item sorting, I have a snowball sorting. So any snowballs that come in theory, would come through here, dump into this particular sorter, and then just shoot and land right here. So this is just a way to try and prevent them from running through the system. And then that way I can have, you know, all my cobble and everything else going where they should be going. And then I have a chest back here where I can throw stuff to cook, and then it'll go down into the smelting system that you saw down there. I also have, go up top, I have a lava bucket chest over here. So if I put any lava buckets into this bottom chest, then they go through that whole system. And also, along with that, well, let me... I'll just show you I was going to show you the actual lava bucket filling area, but if we go through here into the end, or the nether rather, I have another item elevator going all the way down, where I can grab lava, throw it in there, it comes up the item elevator, and then it goes into these chests here, and then I can take those into there, throw them into that chest, and that way I can smelt everything really quickly, or at least free. I don't have to use any coal. Let's see what else. I adjusted the thing on the bottom. Let me head down there, all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so now down here, this is the very bottom of my area. I used to have this thing that shoots and like the ice and everything, but because I've changed everything for now to be the general hoppers and droppers and stuff, then all I need is this. And so what I have is, in case a lot of stuff gets thrown in there, there's an extra collection, and then it goes through the drop, or the hoppers rather, and then goes through and goes all the way up. So if we just throw some of this cobblestone bricks, so that'll come through here, and then once it goes through these, then these guys start cycling, and it sends it all the way up. But this is actually pretty laggy. Once I'm done showing you guys this, I'm going to enclose it, and potentially that'll stop some of the lag, because you won't be able to see all the lighting updates. So I'm hoping that'll fix some of the lag, but we'll see, I guess. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. This little elevator here, if we go down to the branch mine. Oh, just realized I don't have my feather boots on. That was almost close. So if I come down here, I was doing some branch mining, and so then I have some carts here, so I could just send the carts over, and they stand on these hoppers, and then it goes up, dumps into that water, dumps into the whole system, so I can collect a bunch of resources. Yeah, and so I move my beacon all the way down here. Let me get to it. Yeah, so my beacon is now moved here, and so I could come in here and I could mine up all these resources here and collect all the diamonds and everything, fill up the carts, and then send the carts over to those hoppers. So that is the main idea behind my current item sorting system. The thing up top works pretty well. It's not the quickest thing. You know, it takes a while for it to actually cycle up the droppers and then through all that stuff. In particular down here. So once it actually smelt stuff, this thing kind of gets not full, but it gets quite a few things inside of it. But yeah, it works pretty well. That way I can have more automated farms and automated stuff, and they can drop it into this shaft and go into here and then get sent back up and then sorted out to the proper spots. And I think that should do it for this episode. Next episode, I believe, will be my the Ender. I worked pretty hard on that. I have quite a bit of stuff to do on it. So then once that's all done, I'll do a video of that, and hopefully you guys will like it. So go ahead and if you like this, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you have any questions on the different setup I have or suggestions on how I can improve the setup, then go ahead and leave that down below too, and I will definitely take some different suggestions on how I can make it better. So, thanks for watching.